Dad, we're just doing a video of our kits in here, so you're not allowed to come in.
Yeah, I'm just having it.
You're rolling live.
Okay, let's get serious.
Woo!
Okay. Okay, so some people might find this interesting, and if you don't, we'll just don't carry on watching.
I don't know whether to look at you or the camera.
I don't think the camera can see our eyes.
We've just done Land's End to John O Groats over 10 days, from the bottom of the UK to the top.
And it's a bloody long way.
I don't know, it was just less than 1,000 miles and we had fun. Let's go through, Bex, what did you wear when we went out riding?
I wore a helmet, pot road helmet, and actually, funny story, I took these sunglasses from all the way from Land's End to John O Groats on the top of my helmet. I didn't really wear them actually. All this kit's actually really smelly, so
Chuck it in the washer as you took it off.
that's a great idea. This is bib shorts, not a sight that everyone needs to see. One base layer, another base layer. This one's a little bit thicker. Some lovely Vans socks, cotton because actually I felt like they were the warmest when they were against your skin. But then I wore sealskin ones over the top, waterproof socks, which I didn't have at the start of the trip, but we stayed at Martha's house on day 4, and Karen, Martha's mum, very kindly went to Aldi for me in the evening and picked them up. I wore a bra, got to keep them puppies in. A gilet.
Over your base layers?
Over my base layer. So I actually just wore 2 base layers and a gilet. That's what I rode most of the time in, but in the mornings it was super cold, so I wore this Arc'teryx medium like shell. It has got really good vents on it, so yeah, you can open them and stay cool. Zip it all up and put the hood up if you're really cold. I had these sexy stockings on.
We went bare legs for the first day, didn't we?
Yeah.
And we didn't for the rest of the time.
When we were down in Cornwall it wasn't too bad. Yeah, I actually I've not really done much road riding, and the first few days I wore these over the top of my lycra. Turns out you don't do that, it's not a good look. Another thing that Karen picked me up from Aldi was some overshoes.
To cover up those horrendous shoes.
And some waterproof gloves. So that's what I was wearing most of the time, but the gloves were on and off constantly because that was the best way to regulate your temperature. This is great, I'm doing my washing at the same time.
Yeah.
Right, go on Martha, and tell us what you...
So, I also had a helmet, safety first. I wore these long bib pants, which were nice and warm. Sealskin waterproof socks. My shoes, which I've actually grown a hole in. They're very aerated shoes, look at them. Over shoes, stop that bit of wind getting in. Waterproof gloves, oh god. So on top, it's sports bra. I wore a merino base layer, which was really nice, merino wool. That's the good thing about merino.
Yeah, get it right in that armpit.
It doesn't actually smell that bad. Oh, smell it. It doesn't actually smell that bad considering. But we did wash our stuff at people's houses. Lovely thick jacket.
Oh my god, you must have been so hot.
Isn't it? It's so good.
Martha actually turned up
Waterproof
as Team Sky.
I've actually got a few leftover bits in here if you want to see.
Nibbles.
2 cereal bars.
In the washing machine.
And a packet of ibuprofen.
That's what we
which,
done.
yeah, became pretty regular towards the end of the trip. I had my high-vis gilet just to make sure I was seen. And that was just an extra windbreaker on the chest. Same as Bex. In the mornings when it was super cold or if it was raining, I'd wear my lovely
Which you didn't really.
big waterproof jacket. I also wore a little hat.
Really sexy little hat.
Hello! Let's go through our saddle bag first. So we were lucky enough to get some Apidura backpacking bags, which were super good, so easy to put on and stuff. And this one actually went on underneath the saddle, attached to the seat post and the rails of the saddle. Let's take a look what's inside. So I had this little bag full of my chargers and stuff. My charger for my lights, Garmin and phone.
Yeah, I also had charging cables. Top of the bag for me was chamois cream. This was needed in the middle of the day as well. So yeah, went through a whole tube of chamois
We need
cream.
more than one application of chamois cream per day. I had this lighter weight, just like a really thin waterproof, which was really easy to put on and off, and just not as hot as the bigger jacket.
Oh, out they come.
Oh!
Sexy!
Da-da-da-da.
I had some of Martha's hand-me-down extra leggings. I think they're like gym pants, which have got multiple holes and actually a safety pin holding quite a large slit together. But they came in really handy when we were cycling from Peebles in -7 degrees. So yeah, that was good to have a second layer on the legs.
I also chose to take a little hoodie, which Bex didn't, but this was just nice to have when we got to people's houses so I could be comfy. Bex had these interesting...
These are my
pants.
like travel pants, and they double up great as pyjamas, or you can go out in them.
And I just had some like compression type leggings that were just
Horrendous to look at.
Hey, here's my big tub of chamois cream.
Mark didn't mess about with the chamois cream.
Which was actually full, but now we've
Really?
reached the bottom. Yeah.
Another base layer. If I dig deeper, there's actually 3 base layers in here.
So,
Well, sometimes when we stopped at lunch, I'd get really cold because my first layer, base layer, might have got a bit wet from sweat, and it was really cold in the day as well.
I had
Here's the other one.
a set of leggings as well, an extra set of leggings in a horrendous blue colour, which matched really well because I wore this blue jacket and these blue leggings.
And a blue helmet.
And a blue helmet, and it was just a combo to see. On the morning when we left, I think was it Peebles? We double layered, and I was wearing my long bib tights as well as these leggings over the top because it was cold.
So I took a spare chamois. Basically, I just always wanted to have like a complete spare change of clothes in my bag.
Yeah.
And I think
And
there
in
was an
case-
occasional night where we didn't do a wash load and we just put on our spare set of kit.
I also had a spare base layer. Slightly thinner one than my merino base layer, but it was still good to have a spare.
Oh, you know what? There's another base layer. So that's 3 base layers there, but then this is a short sleeved one, which is so warm, but I didn't actually wear it.
This is just a
So
t-shirt
that's
for
4 base layers in there.
lounging about in when we got there.
This is my lounging about t-shirt, which is actually available for purchase.
Buy a Go On Tie-Dye t-shirt, click here, or maybe click here and subscribe here. Here's my spare bib shorts. Spare set of socks that wasn't the waterproof socks. I also picked up some Vicks Vapor Rub when we did stop at mine because I had a cold and a blocked nose, and that just helped clear the airways at night.
Oh, and then this was my emergency jacket, which is kind of like a thin hoodie, but it's so warm and it never actually had to come out, which I was really happy about. Have you got that? Carried this all the way from Land's End actually. This is an emergency porridge packet.
Instant porridge.
Instant porridge. Deodorant.
I also carried a toothbrush as well. That
Oh yeah,
isn't in there
toothbrush.
anymore. Toothbrush and
And
toothpaste.
A lady item.
Sanitary products.
Sanitary products. So that's my bag empty. Really good bags. They're fully waterproof, and you can also pack them however much you want. Like, so if you didn't have much in your bag that day, you can like scrunch it right up and then you just clip it in, or you can fill it right to the brim and just do one fold.
Onto the frame packs. So this one we had underneath our top tube, just a strap on the down tube and a strap on the seat tube. They're also handy for like quick access stuff. We left this bag on the bike, but the seat bag we took off like every night.
Mine had a spare buff. If you wear a buff for too long and you're breathing on it, because we often had it quite high,
It's pretty wet.
it gets like wet and cold,
I've got
so spare buff was really useful.
Yeah, and actually on the coldest morning when we were leaving from Peebles, I'll have my buff like up here, like because I was ill, I was snotting into it and everything, and then I realised the top of it had rolled over and it had frozen solid.
Apparently when we left Peebles that morning, It was the coldest morning,
In
the coldest
country.
place to be in the country.
Hardcore. Damn, hardcore.
I had spare gloves, not actually cycling gloves, these are just like thermal gloves, but they were warm, they were good.
And these were on my bike. I had a backlight that I borrowed from Tracy, and also this Hope R4 light, which is good. I've actually also got a bag of salted peanuts. Funny story, because I bought these in Finale in a panic just before I started racing the EWS because I thought I didn't have enough food. I carried them around the whole EWS, didn't eat them, and then I thought, oh, I'll take them on this trip. Carried them from Land's End to John O Groats and didn't eat them.
Still not eating them. I think it's time to part with
Yeah.
them. Tube. We both carried one tube. We only got 3 punches on the whole trip, and
But
they were all on
happened.
one day, and they all happened within about an hour. We basically rode through, we rode down a lane that they'd been cutting hedges, and we just knew that we were going to get punches. So we got 2 punches then, and then later on in the day, Marth hit a stone and we got
stone
one.
on the road, yeah.
So actually that day we did have to use the puncture repair kit.
Because we had to repair one of the punctured tubes. I had a little first aid kit.
Some shot blocks that never got eaten. So we both took headphones thinking that we're going to be riding 10 hours a day of riding and 10 days of it. I was like, at some point I'm probably going to want to switch off and just listen to some music, but honestly the banter was brilliant.
I've just got some various cereal bars, some
Electrolytes.
Cliff shot blocks.
Now these puppies
Electrolytes.
are a 100% must if you're going on a cold adventure. Latex gloves. You know when you get to the point where the point of no return where your hands are like, you can't use them. Put these on and then underneath your gloves, and then your hands come back in like about 5-10 minutes. So yeah, they were really useful.
I also brought a pen knife pump. I carried this crank reverse pump. It was actually attached to my bike, but came in handy when we punctured. The last porridge sachet.
Backlight and multi-tool.
So we split the tools between us. Like I carried a pump, Bex carried a multi-tool, so we weren't carrying 2 of each.
This is pretty cool that I took, which we luckily didn't need. It's a little roll of like Velcro. Just like instead of a cable tie, if anything, I don't know, if anything broke or like, I don't know, if like a bag strap broke or something, we could have fixed it with that, which
Yeah. We got some duct tape and some electrical tape wrapped around this pump. So it's a really good tip actually, because you can just unravel it really easily and use it for any sort of fixes. Yeah, we put it inside my tyre because I actually put a little gash in my tyre, didn't I, when I hit that rock.
quite a lot you can cram into these. These bags are the top tube bags. Really nifty little waterproof zip on these, lovely. And mine was just full of food.
And my Garmin's actually in here, but obviously that was on my bike, so we knew how many miles we'd done.
Mine's just food.
Here are my latex gloves, like Bex said before, saving our hands a few times. Cold and flu tablets. More cereal bar wrappers. A pair of thin gloves, which I wore a few times at the start, but not towards the end. Towards the end we just wore our thick gloves. I got soothers.
One
Zip tie, because Bex stole them all before we left to put her mud hugger on. Chain link. And a spare set of brake pads. A soother!
So if you were going to do this trip again, what would you not take?
I actually dropped some stuff off when we did the night at mine. Just a bit of like excess underwear that I didn't need.
We weren't really wearing underwear, were we? It was a case of as soon as we got to where we were staying, straight into pyjamas.
I used everything at some point. There was nothing that I never used.
See, there's stuff I didn't use, but at the same time I wouldn't have not wanted to have it. Because if we
Yeah.
got wet, I'd have needed like them spare base layers, because I didn't really have like a thick jacket like you've got.
But we were so lucky with the weather, we never got to a point where we were in like driving wind and rain and we like had to stop and shelter and change clothes.
No,
It never got to that, which was
super
super
lucky.
lucky.
If you've got any questions about the trip, or you want to ask us like, I don't know, anything about the trip or what we packed or any up and coming adventures, if you've got any questions you want to ask, just comment.
Thanks for watching!
Cheers! Bye!
Bye!